The enemy wants to ruin your wealth. Today I'm sharing 5 ways the enemy is working to sabotage your ability to create lasting wealth. Whenever I say the word enemy, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it Wall Street? Is it a competitor? Perhaps a recession? Who's your enemy? For me personally, for Justin Goodbread, I believe my greatest enemy is the devil. Now, you may not believe in the devil, and if not, that's okay. But you know me, I'm a person of deep faith. What's the first way the enemy is going to try to ruin your wealth? It's this: distraction. Navigating this road of success that we're on is going to require us to have laser beam focus. But just like a roadblock on a road sometimes comes about, the enemy is going to try to pop up these distractions along our way. He's going to use things like social media, our personal issues. Someone else said my mama issues or my daddy issues. It's going to get personal issues. He's going to use our inability to say no and get us overcommitted as a distraction. I've seen that so many times. It could be a lack of clear priorities. It could be interruptions in the day-to-day, interruptions, multitasking. It can be procrastination. It can be a number of things, the enemy, but he is going to attempt to distract you. You know, distractions are not always a bad thing. I'm reminded of the story in the Bible where Jesus is at Mary and Martha's house, and Mary is sitting at the feet of Jesus, and Martha's trying to clean the house. And she's like, Jesus, have Mary come help me. I can almost hear his tone. He says, Martha, Martha. Mary's chosen the one thing that matters. Now, was Martha doing anything wrong? No, she was probably, the house didn't need to be tidied up, but she wasn't focused on the most important thing. You know, it's easy for us to get caught up in tasks that feel urgent, but friends, they're not important. Like the endless emails. Holy cow. Or the impromptu meetings that just don't lead anywhere. To combat this, let me encourage you at the end of every day, ask yourself, what activities today brought me closer to my goals and which activities today did not? And let's try to refrain from those areas that move us away from our goals. One of the things that I like to lean into is teamwork, the ability to delegate effectively, making sure that the tasks that I don't like to do, that somebody else loves to do, making sure that we're all working in lockstep to accomplish our overall mission. It's not only about increasing efficiency, but it also frees me up to focus on those high-impact activities that truly drives my business and my wealth creation forward. The second way the enemy uses to ruin our wealth is this. He creates discontentment. Discontentment can sneak up on us when we least expect it. Especially when we start trying to compare ourselves to others. I can't tell you how many business owners, I'm in a meeting with them over my career, and they'll say, well, how is so-and-so across town doing this? It's like, who cares? You know, discontentment comes up through a number of different things. It comes up through unfulfilled expectations. It comes up through a lack of recognition. It comes up through poor work-life balance, through limited growth opportunities. It causes conflict with us. Think about that. So whenever we're discontented, it causes dissatisfaction. It causes alpha personalities to feel undervalued or underappreciated. These things can stir up feelings of inadequacy. It can lead us to make rash decisions. I have this friend. He is the most content person I've ever met. You say, Justin, is he poor? No, by no means is he poor. Well, is he unhappy? No. Does he not have any ambition? No. But his person is settled in gratitude. He's settled in this. God's going to give me exactly what I need. He has a mission for my life. I believe it's this, and I'm going to charge hell with a water pistol, but whatever I receive is what God wanted me to have. Friends, I got to tell you, I'm envious of that position many times. And so what he teaches me is he says, my buddies, focus on your own capabilities. You have got to stand before God one day with your desires, with the desires that he put in your heart, with the abilities he gave you. And you're going to have to answer the question, did you do everything you could with the talents he gave you and the desire he gave you? Did you do everything you could? My dad would say it this way, son, leave it on the field. You know, you've often heard me say the cemetery is the saddest place there is. It's not because somebody's died. I've been to the cemetery many times in my life. It's not because somebody's died. It's because their dreams, their ambitions, this wisdom has died with them. Friends, the day will come when I will meet my maker. And when I do, I want to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant. I want to hear, man, you left it on the field. That's what I want to hear. And I can't do that if I'm discontented. I've got to understand that God has a specific path for my life. The other way the enemy is going to attack us is causing division. It's been said a united team is a strong team, but division can even crush the most robust businesses, sports teams, you name it. We've all seen it. We've seen it where businesses get conflict and they fall apart. I'll give you an example. My kids and I like to get in the lake every year. We get in the boat. I row one way and my boys and my daughter rows the other way. And sometimes Well, they're always trying to beat me. They haven't yet. They're getting bigger, though. More than likely, they're going to beat me one day. But that's how division works. You don't make any progress one way or the other. Matthew 12:25 says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation. If there's division in your home, it will bring destruction. So how does division enter into our lives? It comes through a couple of different ways. It comes through unclear direction. Us not knowing exactly where we're going. If we don't know where we're going, then we often get sidetracked. It comes from bad communication. Oftentimes we talk at people. We don't truly communicate. It causes when we bring different cultures alongside each other, or when there's weak leadership, or there's competition amongst the team, in the team. One's trying to be better than the other. One's trying to get more notoriety than the other. It comes from personal conflict within the team or within business or in life. It comes from unclear roles. Unclear roles, man, I've seen it destroy companies, and the lack of appreciation. It's critical as business owners that we address these head on within our own teams, but we're not talking about teams today. We're talking about our lives and our wealth creation. Friends, when you see things that are going to cause division in your life, you've got to protect yourself. You've got to bring your life into harmony with those around you. Now, that may mean that you're going to cut some people away. It may mean you have to move some family members away. The key is here, friends, is you've got to have unity toward your mission. You have to. As a business owner, how do you sleep at night? Are you constantly anxious about ever-changing market trends, your employees, the problems at work, supply chain disruptions, critical decisions, key customers leaving the company? It's like you can't grow your company beyond its current state. And friends, if you're in this position, it can be a nightmare. The burdens you bear are not for the faint of heart, but there's good news. The Value Growth Academy will help you take control of your business and silence the noise that keeps you up at night. Focusing on the 8 key areas of your business, the Value Growth Academy is designed to be completed at your own pace, and it offers a proven and repeatable system for growing the value of your business while carefully and creatively scaling your systems and your processes. Don't let your business steal your peace. Take control by visiting justingoodbread.com/academy or click the link below. The fourth way the enemy uses to destroy our ability to create wealth is pride. If I'm being completely transparent, this is mine. Pride is often the hidden flaw in so many success stories. It starts out as a small seed. Perhaps you achieve something significant. If it's left unchecked, it can grow into a barrier that blinds us from ultimately reaching our reality. Solomon, the wisest person ever lived, said, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. And I'm going to use me as an example here. Pride comes from ignoring feedback, from trying to take too much credit, from being resistant to change, from isolating myself from others. The good news is with each of these, there is a way to combat pride. I'm so grateful for this, and that is humility. Acknowledging that Justin Goodbread does not have all the answers, and acknowledging that success is from the contribution of many hands. You see, humility allows us to stay teachable and appreciative of other roles in our successes. It keeps us grounded and focused on continuous improvements rather than resting on my laurels. My dad used to say, son, let's move forward. Don't rest on your laurels. See, if we stay humble, then we can make advances against pride. The fifth way the enemy uses to destroy or ruin our wealth is this: anxiety. Now, this one I don't deal with a lot, but I know so many people who face anxiety. And anxiety is perhaps the most personal and intense challenges out of all the challenges I've gone over today. And if we face it, it can destroy our path to success. It whispers doubt in our ears on our capabilities and, candidly, our future. Anxiety often fixates on the absolute worst case scenario, holding us back from making bold steps forward. So how does anxiety manifest itself? It manifests itself through a couple of different ways. You may be facing financial pressures. I was talking with somebody this week. He's like, hey, so talk to me about this course, man. I really want to double the value of my company. Okay, cool. What's your company worth? It's worth about $1.7 million. Brother, rock on. I'm so happy. So you're trying to get to about $4 million, somewhere in that range. He goes, absolutely. I'm like, cool. He goes, how much is your coaching and course work? I said, our course is around $20,000. He's like, holy cow, that's a lot of money. Well, what if it doesn't work? And I said, man, you're asking the most expensive question there you can have. What if it does? And it was this anxiety that was kicking in. And I said, may I coach you for a second? You're facing anxiety. The enemy's going to use that to prevent you from reaching your desire. So maybe it's a financial pressure like this individual is facing. Maybe it's uncertainty about the future. Maybe it's a high workload responsibility that you're facing. Maybe it's the fear of failure. Now, I've not dealt with that one because I failed a lot. And after you've hit your face so many times on the ground, it just becomes natural. Maybe it's competing priorities for you. Maybe you're dealing with a difficult decision. You just don't want to make it. And then you've got anxiety boiling up. Maybe it's managing employees. You don't want to manage employees or teams, and it just causes you anxiety. Maybe it's a competition in the marketplace. Man, anxiety will destroy your ability to create wealth, and the enemy knows how to put a blinder, a film over our eyes so we can't see crystal clear into the future. I was laying in bed last night. Somebody sent us an email, had my glasses off, and I said, Emily, can you see this? She starts laughing. She goes, nope. Put my glasses on. I said, Emily, can you see this? She goes, nope. Like, man, I'm going blind. That's what anxiety does. He puts this film across where we can't see clear into the future. Philippians 4:6 says this. It says, don't be anxious in anything, but in every situation with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. We can turn our worries into opportunities for trust and growth. Now, to embrace this advice means that we have to recognize our anxiety, but we have to intentionally choose to take a step forward. Oh, okay, here we go. We have to intentionally take a step forward. By facing our anxiety with faith and with a proactive attitude, we unlock new levels of potential and we pave the way for our success. Friends, I want to remind you, 1 Peter 5:8 says, your enemy, my enemy. Now, my enemy is the devil. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking whom he can devour. He wants to eat you. The enemy is always looking for ways to ruin our wealth, our health, our life. Anything he can sink his teeth into. The good news is that we have a roadmap. We have a book filled with wisdom that tells us how to defend against these attacks. The very next verse says this, resist the devil. Stand firm in your faith. So now that you know what to look for, and now you know the attacks the enemy is going to bring, we understand that we have to first guard our mind. So fortunately, I created a video here telling you exactly how to guard your mind. So check it out. Friends, resist the devil. Let's keep him at bay. And until next time, y'all go out and make it a great day.